the same diameter. Very important. Very important that this diameter stays consistent. I use a micrometer to make sure that it's very consistent. I'll just, when I get it to where it starts being round, I'll set it and lock it and then check it all the way down. You could use this jig, which I made, if it wasn't round. Like if you had a column that was fluted, this would ride right here, right on the highest point. So even if it wasn't round, it would ride. But in this case, it's important because you want these to lay in there straight and flat. So this guy, which is those. I'm going to demonstrate completely turning this because it's messy, it's loud, and I'm afraid that I'm going to mess up on this lathe. So
is your jig the right height to that lathe?
Yes, 2 meetings ago, I measured the spindle height. Thank you for reminding me of that. Very important that this is a 45-degree just V-grooving bit. It's very important it ends up in the center. What I discovered on my first one is even if you're off a little bit, the triangle it's creating in the turning is off a little bit. And so you have a high and low spot. Like one side would seem to be less than the other when you turn it down. So very important that you end up right in the center of the spindle. The other thing is my blank here is longer than my finished handle. I plan to do that because I wanted something real long. I'll replace this handle. See, it's got a split in it. So I'm actually going to kind of reproduce the shape. And I'm going to do it with a fixed tool like this guy is. And so rather than the insert tools. But on the drawing that's up here, we hold stuff again. I can't see how I'm doing. Can you see that? Yeah, the drawing, this drawing I did originally for that one, and this has the dimensions for drilling that out for that chuck, if you wanted to do that. But I'm not going to buy another finisher guy, so I'll take the one that replace this. And if I get this one to work, I have another tool that I will replace the handle on. So one of the important things is that your blank is longer because you can see that hits there and hits there. So I'm not going to get a groove all the way up and down this piece of wood. Now I could take this guy off and get a little farther. But it's still more than likely you're not getting all the way out. So it's just good to have a blank that's longer than you want to finish out with by, I think I said 2 or 3 inches. Now here I'm about an inch from the end here and I'm about 3 inches from that end. But that will be longer than those two put together. So let's see. Make some notes for myself. Pay attention to. So the depth of this V groove should be, when it makes the final cut, should be about the width or the diameter of this guy. So that's what you're trying to do. You want to try and get them to lay in there right on the points so that when they're all glued together, like that. If you do it too shallow, then they'll be up too high, and too deep. Then your line, the center maple line, too big. So, so shall we try one? I guess so. All right, so I got to try and use the glasses first time and see if we can, how much mess we're going to make here. Now I brought the colored respirator, and I bought it at the last AEW show after doing a lot of research on those things. I almost was going to buy the 3M system, which by the time you get all set up is $1,400. And but that's an industrial level thing. Now this is from Peak Safety, or it's on your sheet. This is about $700. But what I like about it is this mask, super lightweight. I can wear this, and it'll you charge it up, it'll run 8 to 10 hours without any problems. This is only like 38 grams, super. It's a very lightweight mask. All right, so let's try it. I know. Can you see from above? Can you set the thing from above?
Yeah, it's on set on that. I got showing you that above.
Okay. So the way this is going to work is I do kind of a entry cut, and then I'll do it each thing in 3 passes, making sure that this doesn't spin on me at all. I put this weight on here because if I let go, it doesn't fall off. Before I did that, all the weight's outside the leg, so it would tip. So. Right. Yeah. So this becomes running on the piece of wood. Here I can turn it so that runs up, and you'll see it.
I was wondering how you got me saying that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Should be.
So you put any of those on there?
Yeah. Can you see that groove now in the camera?
Yep.
Okay. And I think I've already messed up because these are too far apart. But you'll get there.
You went three dots instead of 2?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with this thing.
Yeah.
On my lathe, I've got an indexing wheel that's numbered, and you can easily see the numbers.
Is the indexing wheel something that you created?
No, it's on my lathe. Now you can buy them. And I have one for doing the basket weave illusion that has various sets of them on. It has a 32, I don't know what it is, all the way up to 144. From 32 to 144, there's like 6 different whole configurations. Okay, so here we go.
Both lathes will have some kind.
I mean, this one has one. We decided it's got 16, so I'm trying to get every other one. Something slipped there. What's that? Say that again. I have one in turn that's part of my lathe, and I can just open up the belt wheel there, and it's 24 points. So I'm hitting every third one on my lathe. But I also have a one that I can bolt onto here that has almost anything I want. Right.
It's through Chef.
I can't remember. I mean, if somebody doesn't have one, I could make a link to it. When they have that many on it, it gets really confusing. Trying to do an ace.
It Chef's up with its and it wouldn't work on that way.
There's no place to put it.
Yeah. There's one thing, oh, you're loosening that up and looking at something.
Well, there's okay. Come around. I mean, we're an intimate group here.
So sure.
And I'm not, you probably just come. Yeah. So there's indexing holes in there.
I see holes, yep.
So if I wanted to, I could just stick that unthreaded part in there, but it was a little sloppy.
Okay.
So this one threads in, and there's also that same thing. And this will still, that it has an end on it like that will go in and hit that point in the leg.
Yeah, understood. And so if this were not in here and you could actually move it, there's some number of
We've decided there's 16 holes.
the overall circumference of that. And you're deciding, okay, I'm going to use 2, 9, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, right.
The other one.
Okay.
And I'm only going to do enough of this to demonstrate the next step. So, this is very hard to evaluate. How many have we got so far? We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to go a couple more.
Most of them,
Flexor.
This is much easier.
They do a lot of things right, but this is one thing that's
yeah, it's the only downfall on the Grizzly is the indexing. And once you know what it is, it's fairly simple to figure it out.
Okay. Here on the router,
Yeah.
there is a just make sure nothing's going to fall off here. So this is just a regular trim router. You could use a bigger router, But this one is, you loosen that nut and then this will screw.
Bring it off.
You mean what my depth is here? Um,
There.
yes, trial and error. And, like I said, on my little formula here, I said I'd explain this math here. So, the diameter of this piece of wood is 1.75 inches. So actually it turned just a little under that. So it's just under. And then we multiply it times pi, 3.1415. And then that's not that number 5,434. And then you divide by 8 because that's how many grooves I'm trying to do. And then that is about 5/8. So the diameter of this or the circumference of this divided by 8 is about 5/8. And so these guys cross the diagonal is just about 5/8. And so when I set that in there, they go about down to the points. And then when I glue them in there, if there were 8 instead of however many I'm going to get here, these points would about touch.
That extends out 5/8 of it.
No, that's correct. Straight vector answer these questions. So no, the depth is this number. The max and min diameter should slightly exceed the depth of the cut. So the depth of the cut is better showing it on here, is from the center of the diagonal to the point. So it's in essence half the overall width of the sit. Okay.
5/8.
Half the 5/8, right.
Otherwise called just guessing it, turning one meeting. So dig the
Let's do 5/16, yeah.
try again.
Okay, so how many in theory, there's only one more business, so we'll do one.
Make firewood.
Kevin, see my first one.
Okay, but do one more and then we'll go to the next step. Yeah, come all the way around, actually. I don't know how many I did, but I'm all the way around. One last word from Derek Wiedemann, who is the guy that does offset turning, is check your tightness over and over and over. I don't know if you've ever seen him demonstrate. That guy's crazy. He'll take a log and put it in this way and turn a while, and then he'll take it and put it in this way and turn for a while, and take it and put it in there this way. But what gets me is he's checking all his tightness over and over and over. Okay, so I've got these grooves going all the way around. And how many did we actually get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Good luck. Yeah. Here. I've lost my pencil. Yeah, there we go. Just mark one. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 instead of 8.
That'll work though.
It'll still work, right? There'll be more. Okay. Oh, that I did not talk. This is why I'm disoriented. Is like I said, make sure this is perfectly round. I make sanding blocks like this. This is an old cabinet maker's trick. Take a block of wood, belt sander, and you hold it on here, and this will, help you get that as straight as an arrow. All right, so we're going to pull all these. Okay. Oh, what I Then you got paper towels, what I don't want to do is get glue onto that.
Yeah, there's some right there.
Well, it doesn't matter if you started early, I'll still try to get done in a reasonable amount. Okay, this is magic. So we're at the bed there. This is a new bottle of glue, so we should be okay. One thing I learned on my first one, and the reason that one has the little diamonds in it, that was fixing the mistake. I didn't put enough glue on it. Which end do I want these at? This end. And when I turned down to nothing, they chipped out. So don't spare the glue.
You learn that from the segment. You're better off wasting 50 cents worth of glue
Right.
than 30 hours of your time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw a thing on it. I don't know where it was. Instagram or something the other day where the guy had this very elaborate segmented that one. Try to make sure that these line up as you do it. So that's going to spill because you're going to. What do I got here? I got something at different lengths. Okay, very important they line up. There. If you're generous with the glue, they shouldn't fall out.
That was too long.
Yeah. You have tape? I do have tape. I have another solution in a minute too. So I think this one's warm. Yes, it is. That's why it's falling. It can be outside. I'm feeling.
That's the Scotch tape.
I'm gonna.
That's young.
I have rubber bands when I do the final glue up here. Sorry. We're almost done. We only got 2 more to go. I'll just put the stay on there. No. Put the glue to it. I'm just going to do the glue and do the last 2 holes.
This is the latest thing in clamps. It's called the TD clamp.
Okay. Go ahead. Here we go. Nope. Right here. All right. Now we're
One of these is
off.
Yeah.
It's this one's probably toast.
these 2 are right.
There we go. Then we're good.
That's not bad there.
Okay. Come on, stay. What do you have there?
It's not a can. It's TD
What
clamp.
we thought is a bicycle tire inner tube. Go ahead, Michael. Whoop. Gotta do it. So. Good. We're good in. There we go. Real tight, you're not going to break this. Pinpoint a little flange. Give it another one. You guys get the idea. All right. But here, I think it's all on the back the other way, but I'm not going to worry about that. So you guys get the idea? If you put that on nice and tight, you'll get a good glue on it. All right, so now through the magic of time lapse, we have our blank all glued up and correct with 8 divisions. Oop, that's all the way up. It just doesn't get. It's not what I would call solid as a. Oops, good. All right, going down some.
The more you extend it out,
The worse it gets.
the more sloppy. Yeah, yeah.
Look. Look. Okay, let's try it. Huh?
This is the
What is moving?
headstock might have been moving.
The head wasn't all there. It was built on them falling off.
All right, we good now? Maybe.
Shouldn't move now. It's the Jerry Cox.
There we go. Finally solved. Okay. Yeah, we shall try. Put on this other shingle to see if it helps. I'm not gonna. So you he is echoing. 12 up there. A quarter snap, about 3/4 of an inch thick, very dead brother, for under my leg, drop tool. They don't land on the concrete.
The feet too.
Right, right. Right. So you're kind of going to to be around. It is think of it this way. So I'm going to taper out this way and then the boil right here. So I think that's sound. You have tapering around. Gonna be
I guess thinking about 2,000.
I want to put some of the power that you want to go to get on people get also see them. Of course, I don't really know. Right. And turn it all the way, you know you've got your center there. Mhm. Okay, that was good stuff. So this one, how I fixed my lens. So see these diamonds on here? Um, I have one chipped like this. Can you see that in the picture right there? Yeah. The how I fix mistakes. So I made this little block of wood, and this is an end cutoff, so the board's going this way. And then I just cut off little slices and embedded them where those diamonds met there. And then to turn that off, so I had little blocks and turn. So these ferrules out of black pipe, I just cut them off on a and then have metal lathe. So I clean them up on a metal lathe, but you could easily do this on just cutting black pipe off and sanding it up a little bit. So that's going to go on that end for the ferrule. It's a copper tube, yeah, like this. Depends on the size. I was hoping to bring some, but I didn't.
Fantastic.
Was these little inlays. I mean, you guys see how that process works? Too much on that. These little inlays here. So, how I did that was making fresh out of decayed locks. And then drill a 7/8 inch hole and cut it in half. And so the part roll here. You know, got over like like this, and what I'm selling with them, the cheaper one to buy are going batteries. So I don't know where that is. But it costs $750. The battery has with it. If you want to spend $15 on the can, it's quite away from
It's a small, not used to.
yeah, I don't know what I mean. Even with the one. So I realized that it could be this width. So I will then move that out in there. And turn that back. And that will give you those. And I cut this with the drum so that you will never see the seams. Right. What else do we need? So the same thing with the ferrule. I would carefully measure the inside diameter here, which is in this case, it is an inch and a quarter. Yeah, it's right at an inch on the inside. So I'd turn that down. I'd make sure it's very snug. You don't want to take it off the lathe. So that's another reason to have the micrometer, because you can check and get it snug. You want it to where you're almost hammering this up over the tool. You don't want to do too much because I'm going to drive this one out of here. I want to drill that out so that goes in there on a steady rest I have at my house. We don't have one. Is there a steady rest here? No.
That's beautiful.
When I bought my lathe, the guy had about 15 tools. And it was I figured out that the lathe was a Delta, an old Delta built in 1939. And these were some of the tools that he had. And this is a sortie. I don't think he ground it right, but it's handy. And, what's that?
Freddy Krueger.
What are you saying?
Fresh. Show.
I don't know what else. You guys got any questions at this point? I mean, I would sand this all up and then I part my end off after it was all trued up and all that sort of thing. But the way I use this is I'll run this up high and
Yeah, just like a skew.
just like a skew, but I'm up at a pretty steep angle here, and I would use it actually to straighten this out. But what's
Extra, so me, I don't never would just walking.
what's nice about I am no skew expert, no. But the one thing I have learned is that point, stay away from.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of things, but just do not let that point get anywhere near your wood. Bad. And so what's nice about it, you got something this big, it's easy to keep it away. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it is shaving, you run it up here on top. It'll give you a nice clean cut.
See what?
What?
Never seen one that loud.
I have one that's wider. I have a boat schlick
Yeah,
that's this one.
yeah.
And
Timber for
and it's got a carbide. The front end is a carbide, which is amazing. I don't know. That's all I wanted to show you guys. Do you guys have any other questions on this? The way I did it? Can you see how you finish that off? All right. There you go.